morning. This is the Big JB from Morning Thunder. Somebody got their ears lowered. I'm not that happy with my haircut, actually. My son also got his haircut, and I'm not that happy with it either. My two favorite hair cutters were gone yesterday, so I went with some relative unknowns, and neither one of them did a very good job. So, I don't know. I can't do a recut because it's too short, unless I want to buzz my head. My son, however, can get a recut. So, I was doing my morning reading this morning, and I was challenged by my own pride this morning just to look at kind of how I have been responding to people, not necessarily lately, but just in general. It came out of the book of Romans chapter 10. And there is a passage where it says that Jews and Gentiles, this is Paul addressing the church in Rome, and saying that Jews and Gentiles are the same in this. The Lord desires to give generously to both. Paul goes on to say that for people to call on the Lord, that they must believe. And so as I was reading that, I thought, okay, well then, in a lot of the New Testament, when they refer to Israel, it's a parallel for the Christian church. And so I was thinking about Jews and Gentiles, Jews being the chosen one of God, and Gentiles being, everybody else who's not Jew. And I thought, well, then that means anybody who is a believer or a non-believer, if they're calling on God for help, they have to do so out of a place of belief, and God desires to give generously to both. So that was a pride check for myself. So then there's some people milling about in the lobby there. I'm not sure if they're going to come in. Let's see. Nope, they were just leaving. Anyway, it gave me pause to examine my own pride and wonder, maybe I need to be careful of how I think about people who are not necessarily churchgoers or believers actually asking God for help, because in order to ask God for help, they have to believe that He's going to do something. So, and then as I was thinking about that, I was reminded of a passage from Dickens, where his nephew, Scrooge's nephew, Fred, is talking to Scrooge about Christmas being the only time where people open up their shut-in hearts and treat people who are, I think he uses the phrase, below them, as fellow travelers to the grave, and not another race of creature on a separate journey. And I thought that was really good. And it reminded me to consider everybody. I think we all need to watch ourselves, watch our pride, because we are all fellow travelers to the grave. We're all going to die someday, and it doesn't make sense to treat other people as if they are not also fellow travelers. So, but we have a long life ahead of us, so nobody get depressed by that. I just encourage you to make sure that you're treating everybody as if you're all bound for the same end, because eventually we all end up in the ground one way or the other. And you're no better than anybody else, and nobody else is better than you. So, this has been the Big JB. Have a great day, everybody. Follow me on Twitter at Voice of the Big JB, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.